welcome and also very good afternoon or good morning, depending where you are right now exactly. And I really hope that we will have together a very nice webinar on the mutant screens. My name is Sven, and I will guide you through that. For example, here the aim is to have at least 60% of all positives tested for mutations. And the backlog for sequencing service providers is right now at 4 to 5 weeks. So until you receive the results from the sequencing service providers, either the patient is already dead or recovered completely. So there would be a very large delay from detecting the variants and to adapt the measurements and quarantine measurements here. The range from 200 to 800 is basically 200 when you're doing it yourself with an intermediate sequencing device. It can be a bit lower, but then the device is at around 1.1 million US dollars currently. It is an investment. That is for sure. And if you are going to outsource it, it might take also up to 3, 4, or 5 weeks when you get the results. Nevertheless, we want to give a tool to our customers to be able to do the variant testing very cost effective, also very quick, because you already have everything in-house. You have the experienced staff by now, which were trained in the pandemic. You have the qPCR cyclers, you have the isolation robots, you have everything, and it does not even matter if you are using the Phoenix system for the first-line detection or any other, like Thermo Fisher, for example. You can use the Mutant screen downstream in that process without any limitations. So you don't need any new devices. No new knowledge is required. The staff is simply running a new protocol, and the results are, I will show that, very easy for the data interpretation. Of course, the benefit for sequencing is new variants can be discovered, but that is also a certain drawback, because sequencing artifacts could not be distinguished between a new variant or that artifact or sequencing error. But there are, of course, always variants or mutations in the genome. However, we don't know for most of them if they have an impact or if they just appeared randomly. So that makes the reporting extremely difficult, because when you have an SOP saying, okay, do a sequence alignment to that reference genome, and in case there is a difference, report that as a new variant, or check it with current variants possible. It will make the workflow extremely cumbersome and time consuming. And you always get a high percentage of irrelevant data, because here, for example, the government tells the diagnostic labs to specifically look for 4 SNPs. So basically you would screen almost 30,000 base pairs to only have a look at 4 different positions. And of course, that is not standing against the time and the costs for the sequencing. And unfortunately, I experienced that myself today. We have also sent as a reference test 10 samples to a service provider in Swiss for full genome sequencing. And yeah, they told us, okay, your viral load was apparently not high enough. We didn't get any proper results here. So it's also limited in that way. With the qPCR, as you are amplifying the templates, you always end up with a quite good sensitivity in the end. You have an easy reporting. It is still precise, because if you only want to check and report on 4 different SNPs, you will get exactly that, nothing else. Of course, only drawback would be you would not detect new variants, but you will be able, and I will also show that, you will be able to always adapt your mutant profile for new types of variants, for new SNPs, and quickly react on what is required right now. And in total, without having the need of buying new devices, it takes 1 to 2 hours basically, and then you either have the first mutant screen, and if there were mutants, full mutant profile.